Welcome to a Magicraft Hub. Have you ever wondered how a wooden surfboard is made? There's a certain magic to it, a blend of tradition, craftsmanship, and a deep respect for nature. Wooden surfboards, you see, are more than just tools for riding the waves. They're works of art, each one a unique testament to the skill and vision of the craftsman. Picture this: a surfboard made entirely of wood, its surface gleaming under the sun, its grain patterns telling a story of forests and time. It's a vision that harks back to the early days of surfing when the sport was in its infancy and boards were hand-carved from local trees. These boards, unlike their modern foam and fiberglass counterparts, are a testament to sustainability. They are crafted from responsibly sourced timber, often reclaimed or recycled, reducing the impact on our forests. In an era where environmental consciousness is more important than ever, the wooden surfboard stands as a symbol for sustainable fun. The appeal of wooden surfboards goes beyond their environmental benefits. There's a unique feel to riding a wooden surfboard, a connection to the water that's different from anything a foam board can offer. The wood resonates with the energy of the waves, creating a symbiotic relationship between the surfer, the board, and the ocean. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of wooden surfboards is the craftsmanship involved. Each board is a labor of love, painstakingly shaped and finished by hand. The process requires skill, patience, and a deep understanding of both woodworking and surfboard design. It's not just about creating a functional surfboard, but about bringing out the natural beauty of the wood, turning a simple piece of timber into a rideable work of art. So, how does a piece of wood become a surfboard? How does a craftsman transform a rough plank into a sleek, wave-riding machine? The answer lies in a process that's as much an art form as it is a craft. So let's dig into that. The first step to creating a wooden surfboard is gathering your materials. At the heart of your surfboard is the wood. Commonly, balsa and cedar are the woods of choice. B-roll balsa, known for its lightness and buoyancy, makes a great choice for those seeking a nimble ride. Cedar, on the other hand, is more durable and offers a unique aesthetic appeal with its rich grain and color. B-roll. Choosing high-quality, sustainable wood is paramount. Not only will it ensure the longevity of your surfboard, but it's also a nod towards preserving our forests and ecosystems. Sustainability and surfing go hand in hand, after all. B-roll. But wood isn't everything. You'll also need a strong glue to bond your wooden planks together. Fiberglass and resin are also crucial. They form a protective layer over your surfboard, shielding it from the elements and giving it that smooth, glossy finish. B-roll. With all your materials ready, it's time to get crafting. Shaping the surfboard is where the real magic starts to happen. Now that we've gathered our materials, it's time to breathe life into our wooden surfboard. Shaping the surfboard is a process that involves a combination of artistry and precision, a dance between the craftsman and the wood. Here we'll be cutting and sculpting the wood to form the surfboard's outline, a process that will ultimately impact how the board performs in the water. It all begins with a rough cut, transforming the flat slab of wood into a basic surfboard shape. This is where we carve out the board's length, width, and thickness. The length of the board will determine its speed and stability. The longer the board, the faster and more stable it will be. The width, on the other hand, influences the balance and maneuverability. A wider board provides more balance, but it might be a bit harder to maneuver. The thickness ultimately affects buoyancy. A thicker board will float better, but it might be less responsive in the water. Next, we move on to the more detailed shaping. This involves refining the curve on the board's deck, also known as the rocker, and shaping the rails, which are the edges of the board. The rocker influences how the board rides on a wave. A board with more rocker is easier to turn, while a board with less rocker picks up speed faster. The shape of the rails can either make a board more forgiving or more responsive. Soft rails are more forgiving, while hard rails provide more responsiveness. But remember, shaping a surfboard is more than just adhering to dimensions and ratios. It's also about feeling the board, understanding how each cut and curve will interact with the waves. It's about creating a harmony between the surfer and the sea. Once you're happy with your board's shape, the next step is to assemble the pieces. This is where we'll see the surfboard truly start to take form. But that's a story for the next scene. For now, let's relish in the beauty of our shaped surfboard, a testament to craftsmanship and the love of the surf. Assembling your surfboard is like putting together a puzzle. It's all about finding the right pieces and making them fit together in perfect harmony. Now, let's dive into the process. We begin by gluing the wooden pieces together. This is where our surfboard starts to come alive. Imagine each piece of wood as a unique character in a story. They all have different grain patterns, colors, and textures, but when they come together, they create a beautiful narrative that is your surfboard. We use a special waterproof adhesive to bond the pieces. Apply it evenly and with care, making sure not to leave any gaps. It's essential to remember, the glue isn't just sticking the pieces together, it's creating a watertight seal that will keep your board strong and buoyant in the waves. Once the glue is applied, we need to ensure that the board is symmetrical. The symmetry is not just about aesthetics, it's about performance. A symmetrical board will glide smoothly and predictably on the water, giving you the control you need to catch that perfect wave. To achieve this symmetry, we use a straight edge or a string line running down the center of the board. This acts as our guide, ensuring each side mirrors the other. It's a meticulous process, but the reward is a board that not only looks good, but performs at its peak. Now, let's talk about the spine. A wooden spine runs down the center of the board, adding extra strength and rigidity. It's like the backbone of your surfboard, giving it the strength to withstand the powerful forces of the ocean. To install the spine, we carefully carve a groove down the center of the board and then glue the spine into place. Remember, patience is key throughout this process. Each step takes time and attention to detail. But as you see your board taking shape, you'll realize it's worth every moment. Your surfboard is starting to take shape, but we're not done yet. Stay tuned as we move on to the finishing touches in the next segment. The final step in making a wooden surfboard is the finishing process. This is where the surfboard truly comes to life, transforming from a simple piece of wood into a fully functional wave-riding machine. Let's start with sanding. This is an essential step to ensure the smoothness of your board. Using a fine grit sandpaper, work your way along the board, smoothing out any rough spots and imperfections. Be gentle and patient with this process, as rushing can lead to mistakes and uneven surfaces. Remember, a smooth board means a smoother ride. Once you're satisfied with the smoothness of your board, it's time to seal the wood. This step involves covering the board with a layer of resin. The resin not only gives the board a sleek, shiny finish, but it also serves a practical purpose. It makes the board waterproof. So take your time and apply the resin evenly, ensuring all parts of the board are covered. Now, for an added layer of durability, we're going to cover the board with fiberglass. This lightweight material will give your board the strength it needs to withstand the force of the waves while maintaining its flexibility. Carefully lay the fiberglass sheet over the board and use a brush to smooth out any bubbles or wrinkles. Finally, we need to attach the fins. These are vital for the stability and control of your board. Depending on your preference, you can choose from single, twin, or tri-fin setups. Each has its own advantages, so it's worth doing a bit of research to see which one suits your surfing style best. So, after all that hard work, all the shaping, sanding, and sealing, your surfboard is complete. It's a testament to your patience, your creativity, and your love for the waves. And there you have it, a wooden surfboard crafted with your own two hands. Now all that's left is to hit the waves. So why go through all the trouble of making a wooden surfboard, you might ask? Well, there's an unmatchable thrill in riding the waves on a board that you've crafted with your own two hands. Every curve, every grain, every polished surface resonates with the time and love you've invested in it. It's like dancing with the ocean on a partner you've molded yourself, and there's more to it than just the personal satisfaction. Wooden surfboards offer a unique experience. They are heavier, more buoyant, and provide a smoother ride. It's a different kind of interaction with the waves, one that brings you closer to nature. Speaking of nature, let's not forget the environmental benefits. Wooden surfboards are made from sustainable materials. They are a nod to our responsibility towards our planet, a step towards reducing our carbon footprint. So, are you ready to craft your own wooden surfboard and ride the waves in style?